Big man ting, smash the like button and subscribe. So there's been an update in the Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury situation. Let me read out this particular article from World Boxing News. It says the following: as WBM reported, Wilder is currently lodged in mediation with former opponent Tyson Fury. The pair had an agreement for 2 more bouts. See what I mean? 2 more bouts. Eh? How many do you want? That's 4 bouts. Oh, YB, you're well funny. You said Fury versus Wilder 7, huh? There weren't no. I tried to tell you, man. There weren't no jokes. You best hope they don't. You best hope someone don't win the next one and then they get another draw. This is going to 7. I'm telling you now. The pair had an arrangement for 2 more bouts, bringing the total to 20 million. Their first enthralling battle ended in December 2018. This is 2 years later, and we're talking about 2 more fights. It's unbelievable. Initially, 2 counters were on the table until Fury signed with Bob Arum in the spring of 2019. As that deal was struck, another bout was added to the Fury versus Wilder saga. Another bout? Oh no, sorry, that makes it... I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what they're saying, but the bottom line is, yeah, there's a whole bag of fight in the works somewhere. There's a whole convoluted bag of fights. They're trying to drag this out, I'm telling you now. In February 2020, they locked horns again. Tyson Fury became 2-time lineal champion in the top division. People just loved gassing the place up. It goes on. Then, as Wilder awaited his chance for revenge, the C-19 decimated the world. Waiting around for fans to be present and travel restrictions to be lifted, Fury wanted out of the contract, as he stated a 6-month deadline had expired. Now this does worry me, to be fair. Why is Fury pulling that neck one for? Bearing in mind, just get it done in September or December. And I wouldn't mind, yeah, but the fact that AJ has fought, the fact that Canelo has fought, the 2 biggest stars in boxing, bottom line, even if you don't want, oh, YB, AJ is not a bigger star than Wilder and Fury, or whatever, Trevor, fine. That's your little shtick, have it, but don't try and lie about he's bigger than Canelo. Even though you're lying about AJ as well, but still, I'll give you that one because you ran it too sour. If you can't bring it upon yourself to admit AJ's a bigger draw than them 2, whatever, you can't say he's bigger than Canelo. Simple as that. So if Canelo can come back and do it in front of a little mash fans, so can them, man. And besides, I'm pretty sure they do 15k or something in Texas. So, and listen, the very bottom line is, yeah, if Canelo could get his fight done, these 2 lesser dons could get theirs done. And that's why I feel it a bit weird that, and this is all in the courts, so World Boxing News aren't speculating here. Wilder wanted to fight, is what I'm seeing here. Until I see otherwise, until you Fury fans show me some proof that this wasn't the case. At this particular point in time, it appears Wilder wanted the 3rd fight. Fury said no. Tried to play the technicals. The 6-month thing's played out already. Why not just say, yeah, whatever, get it done in December? And it says here, waiting around for fans to be present. I'm not sure what that means either. I don't know. Maybe, to be fair to Fury, maybe Fury wanted out of it because Wilder's team insisted on waiting around. So I don't know. I don't actually know who's in the wrong here. If Wilder's team wanted to fight and they were the ones saying we don't care about the fans, then Fury's in the wrong. If Wilder's team was saying we want to fight, but you got to wait 2 years until this all plays out, then Fury's in the right, and Wilder's team are in the wrong. So I need to know. Maybe the court documents or whatever will clear that up. Anyway. Oh wait, there it goes on. It does get specific. This is where. So wait there. Fury wanted out of the contract as he stated a 6-month deadline had expired. This is where the Bronze Bomber believes his case is undeniable, as C-19 is an unforeseen circumstance that nobody could have predicted, and I think legally that should hold up. Judge YB says if Wilder's only complaint is, listen, the contract had a 6-month expiry on it, this thing happened, and Fury's trying to get out of it. If that's the only thing about the time, then the judge, Judge YB says this should be happening. But then it goes on to say, Wilder wants the contract to remain valid until a large crowd can be present and both sides can come together amicably to see out their deal. Now, I don't know whether this is a play on words by the writer and he's just kind of speculating, but let's take it at face value. If this is the case, yeah, Wilder, you got your cheeks spread. You got turned out. You've lost all that me-ness is gone, boss. That got thrown out with your trainers, yeah? Whatever demands you think you can make, your ability to make demands is in the same place as your trainers. Gone. Do you know what I'm saying? About that's what this guy ain't getting. If this is correct, if Wilder's saying, "Oh no, the C19 messed me up," and by the way, Fury's got to wait 20 million years for this to that can't work. If Wilder was saying, "I couldn't care less for the fans. All I want is my shot again," because on Twitter it came across as if I never saw on Twitter Wilder saying, "Oh, we need to wait for more fans." The way Wilder's the way Wilder's carrying on Twitter is like he just wants it. Oh, please, not even saying please, he's saying, "Fury, don't be a coward, give me my shot." That's how he's acting. Now, I'm not saying, listen, as it stands, Wilder and Fury, for me, are on the same kind of level. They both just tell too many lies, for me personally. Having said that, we know Wilder can publicly make out he wants it, and behind the scenes be trying to play all these goofy legal games, especially with Shirley Winkle. Shirley Winkle's that type of don who just loves playing weird, goofy games, like Al Heyman, same kind of thing. Them guys just love getting in there and just mixing it all up, just trying to be weird. Do you remember when Eddie Hearn had to drop the legal case on Ruiz? They were trying to be weird. Do you remember? Oh, we're not gonna. This is what they were saying. All the LDBC were getting gas. Oh, Al Heyman's the top legal. Remember how gas they was? Oh, Al Heyman, he knows all the judges. He's got the best lawyers in the world, and he's gonna get Ruiz out of this rematch with AJ, and it's gonna be Ruiz versus Wilder. That's what they were saying. So that don't come at me and say, "Oh no, YB, Wilder's legit," and this is the kind of thing they actually do. Just try to be weird with it. Oh no, Fury, you must sit down and wait now for 1,000,000 years for us to bring fans in who don't even come in. This isn't like, well, Fury and Wilder, they're used to doing 100k at Wembley. Half the seats are empty anyway. So what are you waiting for the fans for? If there was ever a fight, not to wait for fans, it'd be this one. On a serious note, if there was ever a fight that weren't going to be that important for the fans, not for the fans, but yeah, people will tune in online. But I mean, in terms of people turning up, ain't a biggie. Especially with the current environment. Even if you wait a year, there's no guarantee the way they're carrying on with this mutation business. There's no guarantee it's going to be done in a year anyway. So what you waiting is just stupid, in my opinion. It goes on to say, an outcome is expected by January as Fury attempts to make a fight with AJ. If that happens, Wilder could lose a multi-million-dollar payday, and legal litigation and a court case could follow. Wait there a minute. What do you mean could follow? I thought this was already in the courts, no? It goes on to say, that is what is currently trying to be avoided. So they're trying to avoid court. So what do you mean it's... Oh, they're in a mediation. I didn't realise a mediation was a proper thing. Is that where... I'm not sure what that is, but I think it is actually. I think a mediation is actually a proper... It's like the thing before court. I think to have an official mediation, it's kind of done under the court. They bring you in, not in the court, but what I'm saying is I think it's like the start of the legal process. You have to prove that mediation has failed, I think. And then when it fails, then you go in front of a judge. It's like the first step in an official process. The bad news is for us is that we haven't heard of anything, and this has been dragging on for a few months now, I believe. So with that in mind, I don't know. Well, I am a legal professional, Don, but still, I haven't got massive experience. I've only been a judge for about 20 years, so now let me stop talking shit. Let me stop gassing the place up. Just speculating. Probably, in my mind, I'm thinking logically, if mediation was going to work, you'd think it'd work in the first half, wouldn't you? Let's say it's a 3-month period it's been, or it's going to be, until the end of January or whatever. You'd think if things are going to work, well, what's there to talk about? If you're in a meeting, how many emails do you need to send? Them kind of things should get done in one Zoom call, no? So with that in mind, if it's been 3 months and you didn't get it done in the first 2.5, what are the chances of it getting done in the last month? But then again, sometimes it takes a deadline for people to get running. So either way, this just don't look good for the AJ versus Fury fight either. Because I'm not sure of the implications. If this goes to court, we know the courts are all backed up as well. They're all backed up like Pulev's bowels are after AJ finished with him the other day. Backed all the way up. And so this could drag out. And as I was about to say, I'm not sure the legal ramifications. I'm not sure if Fury's going to be allowed to just knock it on the head and carry on if it's in litigation. I remember when there's been loads of cases where fighters have had disputes and fight contract disputes, and it stopped them from fighting for years or whatever. And I would have thought it's the same thing or a similar thing. So I don't know. Again, this just isn't a good look for the AJ versus Fury fight. Because from my point of view, if this goes to litigation, in my high level legal knowledge, that means Fury can't fight. And if it doesn't go to litigation, that means the only way Wilder's not going to bring this to the court is if Fury accepts the fight, innit? So it's a lose-lose for us AJ fans. I can't see a situation where Wilder's just going to say, okay, no worries. Let's let it go. Why would he? I'm not saying the court would agree with him, in all fairness, but he could easily move the goalposts. By February, or that's the earliest it will get seen. If this mediation is till January, yeah, the best it's going to get in the court is Q2, I'd have thought. At best. Who knows? These courts are really long. I don't know. But then again, these guys are paying a lot of money, so maybe it speeds it up. But regardless of, let's say best case it happens in February, the court case. And, let's say it happens in February, the court case. By then, Wilder could have changed the goalposts and said, oh, you know what, Judge, don't worry about the fans bit. We just want the fight. Because by February, all this C19 stuff, it's going to be where it is. So, if Wilder's team may say to themselves, you know what, this thing ain't getting no better anyway. So why are we going to cling on to the fans' point? And we know, legally speaking, or we should know if we've got any IQ, which they don't, but still. If Wilder's team have about 10 IQ points between them, they'll work out that rather than trying to be all picky-licky and end up with nothing, going in there and saying, oh, we want Fury to wait, because I can't imagine a judge, yeah, saying, oh yeah, Fury must wait until this C19 thing gets, you know what I mean, gets sorted out. That's just, I wouldn't have thought any judge is going to make someone wait 3 years, which is what it's likely to be, the way they're carrying on. Or something mad. Even 6 months, what right is that? Especially if Fury's team go in there and say, listen, we're happy to do it now in front of no fans. But even having said all that, let's say Wilder's team do go in there and say, we're not bothered about the fans anymore, we just want the fight. I think it's hard for the judge to say no, personally. What grounds does the judge have to say the contract's invalid now, just because it timed out, when we know it was relatively impossible to get anything done in them 9 months? And if you take them 9 months out, or even 6 months out, the contract's still somewhat valid, I believe. He lost in December, so 6 months, he's still got 6 months left on it, I'd have thought. That's just speculation, but either way, as I've been saying all this time, it's not a great look. It goes on, the article does. WBN offered a solution where Wilder fought Usyk in a co-feature of the first Fury versus AJ encounter. How's that? I'm not sure how that really resolves much either. Why would Wilder take a fight with Usyk for? For what? It wouldn't be a bad pit stop, to be fair. And the little we have heard from Wilder is he seemed, I'm not saying it's genuine, but he seemed like he talked about Dillian White and whatnot. So maybe I think that's an alright fight. I'd like to watch that. Having seen Usyk at heavyweight, before I was gassing Usyk up, saying I was gassing Usyk up and saying, oh, he'll wash Wilder. I don't know. I wasn't impressed. Although he might, not, he won't wash Wilder. He won't stop him because he can't stop no one at heavyweight. But he might, or sorry, he probably would actually outbox him. I can see Usyk being a little too cute for Wilder. I'm not sure them shots will land the same way on Usyk. Just a bit too slick for me. And we've seen people last 10 rounds. We've seen people who are no good to help us and whoever else last 10 rounds. Spilker. So if they can last 10 rounds, who went Usyk's level, I can see Usyk going the full 12 and winning on points, personally. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, and your boy will be back.